Hey everyone, what's going on? It is Zach, and this is something that I wanted to sit back and talk about for a moment because it's a big change and actually affects a few players going into a big regional tournament this weekend. So, if you guys enjoy this content, do not forget to like and subscribe, and let me know in the comments down below, how do you feel about this change? Do you think it was a patch or a bug fix? Like, do you think we should have been warned in advance? Like, either way. So when the DLC came out, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet was upgraded to 3.0, and in the patch notes it said that photosynthesis and quark drive were no longer going to activate with neutralizing gas. Now, this is a big deal because this is actually like an archetype going around right now, and it is affecting some people. For this update to come out 4 days before a big regional tournament, less than 4 days, this can put some people, and it did put some people, like, under a lot of pressure because the team that they were planning, the team that they've worked on, no longer works. So what I'm talking about here is San Antonio Regionals, which is this weekend. It actually starts on Saturday. And so anytime you have Weezing, and what was common was Weezing and Roaring Moon, you no longer have that working. You no longer have that synergy there. So what people would do is people would use Roaring Moon as a bulky-ish Tailwind setter with a good Terra type to set Tailwind and then let Weezing wreak havoc. And so what neutralizing gas did is avoid photosynthesis. So the booster energy on Roaring Moon would still activate, and it would do that with other Paradox Mons, but Weezing and Roaring Moon like really took advantage of it because you had the Tailwind to set up, you had the poison typing on Weezing to help damage Fluttermane and all that stuff. You had Will-O-Wisp to deal with physical attackers. You didn't have to worry about Intimidate or anything like that. So this is a pretty big deal because a big player, Alex Underhill, actually planned on bringing this. He says it right here in the tweets, like when this news broke out. As an avid Weezing enjoyer, I plan on bringing it to San Antonio again. I don't think I can with such short notice of the patch. That's messed up. I got to build from scratch. So this was yesterday. So he has 3 days to build from scratch, less than 3 days, because he has to lock in his team basically the night before. So he has 2 days to plan. And that's including if he, like, with all the travel he has to do and stuff, he has to plan a whole new team. And this is a big deal because he's been using this team since Sacramento, which was in October. So he's been using this team for over 2 months, probably 3 or 4 in all honesty. So like, this team is a comfort team for him, which is a team that he was going to bring to this tournament and do really well with. He got 9th place in Sacramento. And in LAIC, Cassidy got 41st with it. So it's not like, and that's 130 CP. Like Sacramento, 80 CP. Like, this team was very valid. It was good. And even a couple days ago, like 2 weeks ago, Wolfie made a video about how he used this core right here, the Weezing and the Roaring Moon, to win a tournament. He went 11-1 in this online tournament. And I've used Alex's team, the Sacramento team, which was, actually, no, I didn't use it. I used one that had Ability Shield Landorus. So there are other Weezings definitely here that did well in Sacramento. You got a Galarian Weezing in 23rd. You got Kyle Livinghouse. I tried a version of Kyle's team because it had an Ability Shield Landorus, so you could still get your Intimidates off with your Landorus if you needed to. So Weezing, just in this tournament alone, like Weezing took home almost 200 CP on teams. So if any of these players like are in the situation like Alex, planning to bring this to San Antonio, they're screwed. Like, and that stinks because, like, if you think about these players, they spend hundreds of dollars traveling. They spend hundreds of dollars signing up for the tournaments. They spend hours prepping. And for the Pokemon Company to just drop this in a patch notes is kind of scary. Because if you think about it, like other big multiplayer games, even like Unite, or if you think about something like Call of Duty or something like that, games that have full esports, if there's like a patch, the patch usually comes out before it happens. Like we don't find out like when the update happens in games like that. So for a game like Pokemon, if you want people to play competitively and there's big changes like this, like these patch notes need to start being released earlier. I mean, even if you gave players like Alex like just a few more days, like that's insane. And the thing is, they don't talk about it as if it was a balance patch, because if it was a balance patch, like that would be more understandable, because that's something they should release earlier. They release as a bug fix. So like, was this intentional? Was it not? And this isn't the first time they did this. Like if you think about it, with the last big update, we had Dondozo's order up. It used to give you boost even if you hit into a protect. Now it doesn't anymore. And they were like, oh, that was a bug all along. So like, it's to the point where like we're playing this game and like we're building a meta around like this game, and we don't even know like what's supposed to be there and what's not, like what's a mistake and what's real. Because like this is a legitimate core, like the Weezing. I wouldn't say core, maybe like a duo, like the Weezing Roaring Moon. Like this is a actual team comp that people build around. And the same thing with Dondozo, and they're like, oh, it was a bug. Oopsies, it was a mistake. Let us fix that real quick. Let us fix that 3 days before a tournament. I just think that's insane. I feel so bad for anyone who has like that is in the same situation as Alex. Like Alex is a very skilled player, and I'm sure he'll figure something out and still do well with it. But that's got to be a kick in the butt to put all this time and all this prep. Like he's been using the team for 3 months into like this duo, and it's gone just like that. I don't know. I think this is a big deal. I think Pokemon needs to be more transparent on big changes like this, especially if they do plan on like running competitive formats like VGC, like they have been for the past, I don't know, like 15 years or something like that. They need to let us know when stuff like this is happening. Like even if you didn't tell us about the ogre ousting and stuff like that, even if they were just like, hey, when the DLC drops, like this is what's going to happen. Like they gotta let players know so like they can plan in advance, especially like I said, hundreds of dollars to go to tournaments, between hotels and all that stuff, travel, like signing up, hundreds of dollars. And the team that he spent 3 months on is just no longer good. That's such a bummer. I don't know. I hope Alex pulls something out. But let me know what you think about it in the comments down below. Do you think it's fair for them to just drop like a bug fix like that? Or like honestly, I think it's more of balancing. And do you think they should start letting us know in advance when they're going to make big changes like this? I don't know. Let me know in the comments down below. If you made it this far in the video, I want to say thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And for now, I'm going to jump back on to the Indigo Disc DLC because I still need to get my Pokedex filled. All right, bye.